Come on in, everyone. Get settled. You'll find that at your desk there is a page that has some poems on them. The poems are called limericks. How's everyone doing today? Caden, how are you? Great. I'm well, thanks. Zoe, anything new? That's good to hear. Marcus, how are you today? Great. Wendy, how are you today? Fantastic and amazing. Excellent. And Andrew, you doing well? Good to hear. Okay, today we're going to be working on a way to pronounce your words better. It's called stressing syllables. When you are speaking English, there are some words that you naturally stress, or sometimes it's just a syllable that you stress when you're speaking, and that allows you to speak a little bit faster and for people to understand you better. For example, I might say to my wife, "I'm going to the store, do you want anything?" I could even say it faster. "I'm going to the store, do you want anything?" What I'm actually saying is, "I'm going to the store. Do you want anything?" I hardly have to say anything at all. But because my tone goes, at the end, she knows it's a question. And the only words that she might hear are go, store, and want. Because those are the stressed words in that sentence. "I'm going to the store. Do you want anything?" And so for her, she would understand that easily and say, "No, I'm okay." Or she might say, "Yes, get me some more eggs and some butter." So, "Going to the store, do you want anything?" "Yeah, get me some eggs and butter." What I need to hear is get, eggs, butter. I don't have to hear the rest of it. So she stresses some words back to me. Now, the way we're going to practice stressing words and syllables is with this poem called a limerick. A limerick is a poem that a lot of English people like because they're always funny. They always make you laugh or at least smile. Now, today you might not think that these are funny, but if you learn them and you say them to some English speakers, I can guarantee that they'll laugh. They'll think they're funny. So I want you to learn how a limerick goes. There's 5 lines. The first one and the second one and the last one all have rhyming words. And then the third one and the fourth one have rhyming words. And it goes with a certain beat, okay? The first line goes ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. If I count it, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you can hear I'm stressing certain numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm stressing 2, 5, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The second line is the exact same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then the third is only 5 syllables. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And for that one I stress 2 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next one is the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the last one is just like number 1 and number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now I'm going to count them all and I'm going to clap so you can hear the stress. After I do it once, I'm going to ask you to clap with me. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, everyone clap together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, instead of counting, I'm just going to ask you to clap with me and remember the beat. The first line has 3 claps. Second line has 3. The next 2 only have 2. The last one has 3. Ready? Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, that's how a limerick should sound. It usually has that same stress. It usually has the same speed. When you're learning it, we'll learn to say it a little bit slower, but I still want you to stress the syllables. So now we're going to go to our worksheet. You can see this first limerick. It's called the Man from Tibet limerick. Halfway down the page, you'll see the stressed words from Man from Tibet. Okay, so we're going to just practice reading these stress words and reading them on the beat. Okay? I keep on saying stress words, but some of them are just syllables. Okay, so the first one goes, once, man, Tibet. Tibet. You almost whisper the t and you say bet loud. Tibet. Can everyone say that together? Tibet. Not bad, but try to make t very quiet there, Andrew. Tibet. That's better. Okay. Couldn't a cigarette. Does everyone know what a cigarette is? No? Okay, a cigarette is a white stick. It's got tobacco inside. You put it in your mouth, you light it on fire in the end, and then you smoke. The smoke comes out, you breathe the smoke in. That's right. It's not healthy, Caden. That's right. And I'm glad you don't do that, Zoe. I'm happy that most of you don't even know what a cigarette is. Back when I was young, a lot of people used to smoke cigarettes, and now most of those people are not healthy. Okay, usually when we say cigarette, we say cigarette, cigarette. But to make this a funny poem and to make it rhyme, in this poem we say cigarette. So the rhyming word is bet, ret, cigarette. That way it rhymes with Tibet. Do you understand? Okay. Couldn't a cigarette. The next one is smoked, socks, chicken, pox, had, go, vet. Okay, Marcus doesn't understand what chicken pox are. Chicken pox is an illness that usually children get. Their body gets covered in little red spots and they are itchy. So your mother or father has to put cream on all of those spots all over your body. Usually it goes away after maybe a week, and then hopefully you never get it again. Usually you never get it again. But if you have a brother or sister and you have the chicken pox, then they will probably get the chicken pox right afterwards, probably the next week, and usually they get it worse than you got it. So chicken pox are not fun, but it's a joke. You don't get chicken pox from smoking socks, and you don't have to go to the vet when you have chicken pox. Does anyone know what the vet is? Does anyone know what the vet is? The vet is a veterinarian. He takes care of animals when they're sick. So that's part of the joke. He would go to the doctor if he has chicken pox, not the vet. But vet rhymes with Tibet, and it rhymes with cigarette. So that's why this word was chosen, vet. Okay, so now let's read those stressed words just like we were clapping before. 1, 2, 3. Once, man, Tibet. Couldn't a cigarette. Smoked, socks, chicken, pox, had, go, vet. Not bad. We'll try it again. Many of you said cigarette. That's not the right syllable to put the stress on that word. Try to say cigarette. All together, say cigarette. If you want, you don't even have to say ciga while we practice this. You could just say ret. Let's try it again. Once, man, Tibet. Couldn't a cigarette. Smoked, socks, chicken, pox, had, go, vet. Again, once, man, vet. Couldn't, cigarette. Smoked, socks, chicken, pox, had, go, vet. Good. That was really good. Okay, now I think we're ready to say the whole limerick. I'll try it nice and slow because now we have to read all of those words. Okay, let's try it. 1, 2, 3, go. There once was a man from Tibet who couldn't find a cigarette. So he smoked all his socks and got chicken pox and had to go to the vet. That was pretty good. Let's try it again. There once was a man from Tibet who couldn't find a cigarette. So he smoked all his socks and got chicken pox and had to go to the vet. Good. We're going to practice one more time. And this time, instead of me talking, I'm just going to clap and let you do that limerick all by yourselves. Okay, I'll slow it down just a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, some of you had trouble keeping up. As we practice, you'll find that you can say it faster. Okay, we're going to go on to the next limerick now. This one is on the other side of that page. It is the Wizard of Oz limerick. Let's see if we can read it together. Okay, I'll read it slowly. Read it with me. The incredible Wizard of Oz retired from his business because, due to up-to-date science, to most of his clients, he wasn't the wizard he was. Does anyone see anything unusual about the spelling of those words? That's right, Andrew. Because is spelled wrong. It's spelled C-O-Z so that it rhymes with Oz. Do you understand? So the first line finishes with the word Oz. The second line rhymes because. That's a good question, Zoe. Oz is just a made-up place. There's no such place as Oz. It's just a reference to an old movie from maybe 70 years ago or something like that called The Wizard of Oz. You could look it up if you wanted to. I don't want to spend time, but it's just a pretend place where this wizard lives. The Wizard of Oz. Because, and the last line has the word was. Was rhymes with Oz and because, as long as you say it that way. So instead of spelling it like W-A-S, it's spelled W-O-Z. But when you say that word, English people will know that you mean was, but they'll know that it's funny because you're saying was. You'll have to trust me. It's funny. So now, good question. What is retired? Does anyone know what retired is? Excellent! Excellent! Okay, now that you've done that, I think you're ready to move on. You will see on the second page of your handout, there are 6 limericks. I'm going to ask you to spend some time with your partner. You can read these limericks, and I want you to use your highlighter, or you could use your pen and circle the syllable that should be stressed. Okay? Remember the pattern. Remember the pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 2, 5, 8. 2, 5, 8. 2, 5, 2, 5, 2, 5, 8. Okay, this shouldn't take you too long. I'll be coming around to see how you're doing. Go ahead. Okay, it seems like everyone's had time to do that. Good job working through those questions and the limericks. Now, I'm going to ask everyone one at a time to stand up and read one of those 6 limericks that you just worked on. And everyone else, I'm going to ask you to listen, please. And I want you to make a note about 5 different things that we should be listening for. 1, of course, we're looking at the limerick. Did they pronounce the words well? Number 2, did they keep the rhythm? Ba, ba, ba. You know the rhythm. Did they stress the right syllable? Did they stress the right syllable of each line? Did the limericks rhyme? Did they say the words so that they rhymed? And did they say the non-stressed words softly, like incredible, so that you don't hear the non-stressed words very loudly? The last thing, I guess, you could write anything else you think they could do to improve. Okay, so let's look at those things. And Caden, why don't you start? Which limerick do you want to read? Ah, the one about the flute? Yes, that's a funny one. Go ahead. Okay, good job, Caden. Okay, anyone have any thoughts? First, did Caden keep the rhythm going? Bum, bum. Okay, Andrew, you think he slowed down too much? He started out with a good rhythm and he slowed down. Okay, do you think you could do it better next time, Caden? Good. Okay, how about stressing the correct syllables? Everyone agrees that he did that well? And how about saying the non-stressed syllables softly? He did that well too. Emphasizing the rhyming words. Did he do that? Not bad. Yeah. Okay, well that was a good job, Caden. So the only thing to think about to improve is that it seemed like you were slowing down as you were going through. So try to keep the beat nice and steady. Zoe, you're ready to go? Which one do you want to do? Ah, the man from Nantucket. I like that one too. Go ahead. Okay, good job, Zoe. All right, everyone heard Zoe? You were all listening? Now, did she keep the rhythm? Yes, she did. She started a little bit slower than Caden, but that way she was able to keep the rhythm going. Good job, Zoe. Now, did she stress the right syllables? Wendy, what do you think? No, not that well, right? It seemed like she was all the same volume. So good job with the speed, but you kind of missed part of what we're trying to do. Focus on the stressed syllables. Okay, so Ed, you do it again. I really want you to almost say the words like you're shouting. It's okay to shout those things just to practice. You don't do that when you're saying the speech to the poem to other people, but in here, it would be good to do. Any other ideas of how she could do better? No, just that. Stress those syllables. Good job, Zoe. Okay, Marcus, are you ready to go? Which one do you want to do? Ah, the baby named Lou. I like that one too. Go ahead, Marcus. Okay, good job, Marcus. Andrew, have you got any thoughts about Marcus? Did he keep the rhythm going? He did. Did he stress the syllables properly? Yes, in that second line, maybe he didn't do perfect there, but the rest of it, he did very well. That second line is he grew and he grew and he grew. So that shouldn't be hard. You just stress grew, grew, grew. All right, if you want to, go ahead. You can try it again, Marcus. Go ahead. All right, that was good, Marcus. Much better. Okay, I think you did fantastic, especially the second time. Okay, Andrew. Emphasize the rhyming words. Good. Anything else? Not bad. Okay, good job, Andrew. And Wendy, you want to do the one about two cats from Kilkenny. That's a funny one too. Go ahead, Wendy. Any other ways to improve? Caden, you're right. Wendy was saying this too quietly. Caden couldn't hear you very well. When you were talking, I was trying to signal you to speak louder. That's why I put my hands to my ears. And backing away is a trick to try to make you speak louder, but you weren't speaking loud enough. So go ahead and shout it out like you're proud of what you're going to say. That's what I like to say. Shout it out. You don't have to be shy in our classroom. Good job. Okay, so what did we learn today? We learned stressed syllables, how to stress things by saying the stressed syllable loud and the other syllables quieter. That's important so that people will understand you when you start to speak faster. It would be okay until you learn which syllables should be stressed to ask me and say, which syllables should I stress in this sentence? You could use a pencil and underline them so it will help you. Next week, we're going to learn about the schwa, which is a different way to speak more like a regular English person. I can't wait to teach you. Say the limerick to someone to practice and practice what you learned today. That would be great. All right, we'll see you next time, class.